Hello YouTube! I've been trying to do this video for quite some time now. I said I was going to do it and I was like thinking, should I do it? And I was like thinking maybe I shouldn't. I don't know what to put in it. And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So here I am and I'm going to do a video on online dating. Oh, and this is for serious daters. This is not for like people who are just looking for fun or a fling. This is for people who want to find somebody for real, like, oh, I like you. Just a couple of things that I gathered. I've been on online dates and my friends have been going on online dates, so I gathered some main things that I should share with you just in case you or someone you know is considering to try online dating. I mean, I don't think I have any guys watching my channel, so I'm not sure. This can be for girls and gals, everybody who wants to consider online dating. This is not any kind of sponsored, or I'm not promoting any kind of specific dating app. This is strictly a personal, you know, online dating thing for you gals and girls out there, or whoever's watching this out in the world. I would say the first thing that I thought of is to put yourself out there, but be cautious. You know, you can't start anything unless you're willing to put yourself out there, but I'm not saying to just put yourself out there where there's no fencing guards and firewalls and safety for yourself. The things that you want to be cautious about is, you know, what kind of information you give out while you're online dating. You know, like your phone number and stuff like that. So you want to be careful with the information that you give, name, what area you live in. I am particularly a very cautious person in general. Some may think that this was a little bit too far, but when I was online dating, you know, I strictly put, you know, usually they ask for your city or area that you're in. I just put, you know, Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta. That's all you're gonna know. Until I decide that I want you to know the information about me or more personal information about me, that's all I'm gonna say. Because, I mean, it's just scary out there, you know. I mean, you're gonna put yourself out there, but you want to be cautious. And once I got to know somebody and I was comfortable for them to know, then I did. I'm also very cautious about my phone number. A lot of people on apps or website, you know, they're like, oh, you know, I don't really like using the computer, or I don't really like using email. Well, I'm not comfortable giving you my information yet. You know, some people are kind of, they want to pry like your phone number out of you. And I mean, I guess I could understand, you know, you being like, well, I don't feel comfortable giving out my number, so I'm going to give you this username for Kakao Talk or AIM. Does anyone use AIM now? I understand that will kind of feel weird. There's a lot of apps out there that you can use that create a phone number. And you can use that number to text and phone call. So if you don't use that app anymore, or if you want to reset your number and that person ends up being a creep, you can disable that phone number. You know what I mean? It's usually free. You can find free ones, but I say that's way better than giving out your information to strangers. You don't even know who's on the other end of that phone or the other end of that computer. You could also be cautious by the time that you meet, when you decide to meet. You want to make sure you want to meet in daylight the first time. I mean, I understand you think nighttime is a little bit romantic or something, but I mean, I don't know. I just have a thing with this nighttime. Maybe I could meet you nighttime after a while, like I like know you, but the first couple times I say meet before at least 7. So timing, you don't want it to be like, and also like, don't guys and girls think like anything past 10 is a booty call or something, or casual dating, that kind of thing, okay? You also want to meet at a very public place. You know, you want to meet at a place that's very busy, a lot of people. You don't want to meet at their house. You don't want to meet at their house. You don't want to meet in a dark place. I wouldn't recommend the movies as a first date because, I mean, you can't even talk on a first date. Maybe you could get like coffee and then the movies, but I don't know. Meeting place, safe place, like a chain restaurant. Somewhere that's busy all the time, not like a, I don't know, back alleyway. I would recommend that, I know this is so far seeming like you're just going to become as a very suspicious person, you know, the safety is in your hands. You control how much safety, you know, most of the time. You know, if you prevent yourself to be in a specific situation, you're being cautious. I would recommend you take your own car. They might offer you to pick you up. I recommend you take your own car and meet them there. What if you want to leave and you can't even leave if you ride with them? You don't even know where they're going to take you. I mean, you don't even know them. I remember in elementary school, they used to do this thing like never get into a stranger's car, always say no. I just always remember that. Don't ride in their car, take your own car, meet them at the place. Your next destination, like, you want to hop in my car? No. It's cool, I'll follow you. Another thing before a meeting, you might want to talk on the phone at least a couple times, at least once. You want to talk on the phone to see if you guys even have real life conversation. You really want to meet this person. It's very different from when you're exchanging emails or text messages and then when you talk on the phone. And I have this thing, I want to hear your voice. You might look really good in the picture and you might sound really good, or, you know, in your profile, and then I get on the phone with you and you just sound like Alvin the Chipmunk. Okay, that's not really that big of a deal, but it's just, I would feel weird if I didn't even expect it and I met you and I feel like my face wouldn't be able to hide it. It would be like, you know. I would say try not to have any expectations, you know, because when you tend to have expectations, you tend to be disappointed. No expectations doesn't mean to lower your standards or settle for less. Okay, no expectations, what I mean is, like, don't expect you're gonna meet Prince Charming on your first date ever on this app, or don't think that you're gonna marry this person. Don't think that he's going to show up or have the restaurant like rent it out for you and have a quadrillion roses throughout the place. You know, if you don't have expectations, you won't be disappointed. Be like, I'm meeting a new person. That is all you need to think. That is all. Be yourself and be honest. For me, I cannot drink a lot, and because I can't drink a lot, I'm not gonna act like I can drink a lot to impress that person, or because I'm afraid that person's not gonna be interested in me or something like that, or, you know, pretending that you like a food. It's like, oh yeah, I love it, when you really don't. I'd rather be myself and then that person not like me, or them be themselves and I not like them, and not get too deep into it already. It's okay, no hard feelings, than someone who's leading you on, or someone you're leading on, and just turns into a hot mess. Try to keep your conversations fair. I know a lot of my friends can be talkers. I mean, I could be a talker too. I could ramble on and on and on. When there's two people, there's always one person who could talk more than the other person.
Yeah, so I had a dog and I adopted the dog, and I was just like so happy to get her, and I was so in love with dogs. I just love dogs. I love working with dogs and animals and everything like that, and everything was just so great. And I just wanted to know what I was going to do with my life. I just thought, huh, and I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I was like, what? And I was like, the dog.
Usually that's what it is. Or usually two of the people can be both like really much talkers. But usually one person is more of a talker than the other. You want to actually try to balance out. I could be a talker if the other person is not a talker. You could ask them, oh yeah, this is my thing and I like this and this and this. What about you? How do you feel about this? And that's how you can keep the conversation fair, so that you're not the one who's just rambling on and on and on and on and on and on, and then the guy or the girl, check please, you know? Another thing is, don't be afraid to end the date. So say if you go on this date and for whatever reason you don't feel comfortable, or the person is being not nice. Wait, the person's not being nice? Like, for example, this is not me. My friend had a dating experience where she went on a date. She got to the date and then his friend called and he was on the phone the whole time. He was on the phone the whole time on their date. I would have been like, excuse me. I would have left, because, I mean, that's just rude. Plain rude. Anyway, he was on the phone the whole time and he was talking to his friend, and he said that his friend was telling him to come somewhere, and he was like, oh yeah, I'll be there soon. Yeah, And he was like, oh, do you think you want to go? Like, seriously? Anywho, I was just like, no. Don't be afraid to end the date for whatever reason. I mean, the person, the guy or the girl, both could be inappropriate or could say something offensive. Don't think that you have to stay there. Depending on the situation, if they were really rude, I would just leave, but I'm not really that type of person, I guess. I guess I would be like, I'll pay for what I had and bye. That's what I would do, because, no. Brace yourself with drinks. Obviously, if you're old enough, but I mean, you don't want to drink too much on your drink. Maybe not at all. You don't want to be so intoxicated so you could be aware of your surrounding. When the check comes out, usually I try to be fair. Society thinks usually, you know, the guy should pay for the whole thing. And I mean, yes, chivalry. Where is the chivalry? Personally, I've been on dates where, like, the check came out. The guy didn't even try to pay for the check. You know, and the check is there and you're just like, I was like, you know what, at this point, I'll pay it. How much is it? I mean, I've had multiple incidents. I don't know if he was just trying to prolong the date to stay longer or if he just didn't want to pay. I was just like, I'll take the check. They're like, oh, are you sure? Yeah. And never again second date. You want to be fair. Like, say if you go out to dinner or lunch and the guy pays and say you want to spend more time with him, or he wants to spend more time with you, like go to a coffee or like a dessert place, you could offer for the dessert place. At least offer to pay. Usually, a gentleman will not even let you pay, even if you offer. That's your preference. For me, I've offered to pay, common courtesy. Usually, gentlemen's, they're like, oh no, it's fine, you're fine. So try to be fair with the check. If you're out there just to get a free meal or whatever, that's your thing. End the date not too late. You don't want to be sitting there for hours and hours listening to him ramble. He doesn't want to be sitting there forever and ever listening to you ramble. So I would say the first date especially, I would try to end it pretty early, just so you guys can think about if you want to see this person again or not. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I recommend, for safety and cautious reasons, the first date, end a little early, not too late, you know, before 10, 9. You know what late is. Then you could both decide if you guys want to see each other again. That's what I say. When you go on a date, make sure you let someone know who you're meeting. Like, maybe you want to let your cousin, your family, your close friend, like, hey, tonight I'm going on a date with this guy named, I met him on blah blah blah, I'm going to TGIF Fridays on Smith Street at 7. Just let them know, because I mean, God forbid, if anything was to happen, you know, they have that information, where you last were, who were you last with. Just so many people go missing today, and like, this is like real talk. I'm just worried. I'm worried about all of you little people out there growing up so fast. I mean, you guys know, you know, when they say, do you want to come to my house and watch a movie? You guys know what that means, right? I didn't know. I didn't know until I was like, I don't know, 20 something? Nobody told me. You just want to be careful, okay? Just be careful. So those were my tips on online dating. I think I got the main points that I would be cautious about. So I wanted to share them with you because so many people are being more open to online dating. If I missed anything, include it down below. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any recommendations. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. I love to hear from you guys. And thanks for watching. Bye. That's your, whatchamacallit. Oh. I'm running out of time. And then you could, you know, the other time, what is that? The other person,